which horror films kind of inspired Ghost?
Well, everyone's got their different tastes in this band, of course, but on my behalf, it's all the spiritual ones, like Rosemary's Baby, Exorcism, Omen, and stuff like that. I'm not too much into gore, really.
Yeah.
I'm not into gore magazine. No, I'm a heavy fan of the spiritual, scary stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and certainly Exorcist and Rosemary's Baby being my favorites.
Yeah, those are two good ones.
Yeah.
The newer one where they cut in the her going backwards down the stairs. You see that?
Oh yeah. It's fun too, but I could do without it. You know, I can trigger my imagination too.
Yeah, for sure. And the band has let it be known that you guys will be getting rid of Papa 2 a couple times. Is Papa 3 already selected?
Yeah. Well, no, he's not selected yet. But you know how it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good. So how do you get rid of the old Papa? I know you guys are secretive, so do you like sacrifice him? Or if you don't sacrifice him, how do you keep him quiet?
I cannot tell you that. I'm sorry. It's a call for a question, I guess, but I cannot tell you. I'll pass that one. I'm sorry, but yeah, it will happen nonetheless. Yeah.
Okay. So you kind of do that like it seems like between the first album and the second album, you guys switched.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how it's going to happen this time, or you don't want to say that either?
Well, there's going to be a ritual, and it's going to get switched out. And,
okay.
We haven't got all the details yet, but we got pretty much the whole frame for it.
Gotcha. So have any of you guys taken off your clergy robes, and kind of just mingled with fans and kind of see how they interact with them, see how they like you, like for real, without the.
I mean, you mean like anonymously?
Yeah, just walking around, like, exactly.
Yeah, several times. I even spoke to a guy in France who hated Ghost, and that was fun because I mean that's his opinion, and I certainly cannot why even argue? He says, and I went along with him, and I was like, yeah, the drummer fucking sucks. That's it. He's like, yeah, man, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, yeah. And, stuff like that. It's fun, though. I like having the honest opinion as well, and I certainly get that everyone's not into this. Why should it be?
I mean, if everybody was into it, it wouldn't be as cool as it is, I guess. It's kind of like has its own kind of, I mean, I know you guys are going for like the masses.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying, though.
Yeah.
This is its mysticism.
If grandma's liking it, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe she's a cool grandma, but.
Exactly. If there was one McDonald's restaurant only in Austin, it would be hip still, but it's certainly not hip.
Right. So let's see here. Papa made it public that he likes 2 fans at a time, Until Papa married a sandwich, if you say. Do the nameless ghouls also get to partake in giving it back to the fans?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Flesh and blood, that's it, yeah.
And so, how does that work exactly with still trying to be the...
Well, it's the old in and out, It's pretty much, you've seen it in the movies, I reckon, or maybe you tried it yourself. Those romantic short films, those
kind of
documentaries.
Harkens back. So like the 16 clothes on still?
Oh, socks and masks, that's it.
Socks and masks. Oh god,
yeah.
I think there's a video in there somewhere, but we're not going to make it. So the first album, we were Waiting the Devil's Son, and the second, He Has Arrived. Do we know the theme for the third? What's gonna?
You don't, I do. That's pretty much. No, it's gonna be a red line flowing through all 3 of them, and we have the idea pretty much clear, and the artwork's not done, but certainly carved out already. What era it's gonna be, what's the whole lyrical theme is gonna be about, and it's a follow up to what we're doing right now, and yeah. That's pretty much it. I cannot tell you too much, but it will be. It involves God and Satan.
So you're going away from what you normally do.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've already got in mind kind of what the art's going to be, because I know the art is kind of big in what you guys do, and it's going to be going with the same theme kind of too, like having.
Well, we're moving away a little bit from this. I mean, the first album was more like 12th century or so, and this one is more like, I'd say, 19th or 18th century or so, and we're traveling a little bit in time for the next one. I wouldn't want to tell you where. You know, it's gonna
yeah, no. I heard it's going to be a lot more musical, less vocal.
Well, I mean, he's still gonna sing, I hope.
Oh, no,
but
sure.
you know, it's yeah, we got some parts in there that certainly, you know, not, you know, it's written for instruments only, you know, instrumental parts. But overall, I'd say that it's not. Well, it's similar, of course. It's the same musicians and same brains, you know. But I'd like to say we're stepping up or stepping aside, or I don't know, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be the same all the time, but
no, there's no point. I like progress and I like fun, and you know, so do always. So there's no point in just repeating your old. I mean, some bands do that, and I love that too. I mean, I love AC/DC. You know, why not?
Yeah.
You like one song, you love it all. You know?
Yeah, AC/DC is kind of like that, you know, punch and like kind of like. I don't want to say mindless, but you know, it's just kind of like you're not really caring what's going on. You're just kind of rocking to it, you know.
Yeah.
Ghost is more to me. It's like melodic and like almost like a choir kind of. That's why I liked it.
I see what you're saying. It's more sacral and everything else.
Yeah. It's more thought provoking as opposed to just like, you know, I don't know.
Well, maybe it is. You know.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. So let's see here. So back on the subject of horror, what newer films have you guys watched, and what are you guys fans of?
Oh my God! I don't usually watch new horror movies because I tend to get so disappointed.
Yeah.
But as for which might sound very silly, but I like the first Paranormal Activity because it had a nerve to it, and they did that whole, you know, I like that one. And apart from that, I don't think I saw many new horror movies at all. I kind of tend to step away from them because and I'm not a fan of horror, so I wouldn't even know that scene, but you know, so, but as for regular horror movies, you know, no, I haven't seen that many really, because for a while I tried to, you know, like checking out what's new, what's up, but I always got disappointed in the end, and it didn't scare me. It's too much, you know, suspense and those drums and those sounds, and you know.
Any ones that you've seen that have disappointed you?
No,
you don't want to tell anybody on the bus?
No.
So that kind of goes into the next one. So probably not a fan of remakes then, right?
Not too much. I've seen some remakes that I like, but I didn't even see the new Omen movies. But that's just you know, I will see it someday. You know, why should I? No, but someday it will happen though.
So I probably know what you're going to answer, but if you had to cast yourself in one horror film, which would it be, and what would your part be?
Oh shit! I would love to play Rosemary's Baby. I would like to be. I would love to be Stephen Mercado or something. You know, like just the pictures, or even just the picture of the old one, Adrian Mercado. It's beautiful. It's got a mysticism. He's got pierced ears, and no one knows why.
Yeah.
You hear. We actually, for year 0 on the album, we have a kind of an outro going with flutes and dogs barking, and that was our kind of, you know, us copying what it might sound like hearing a ritual through the walls, you know, your neighbor, whatever. So one guy, he used to play the flute as a kid, and he sucks at it, so you're the one doing it. So,
that's funny.
We even played the saw, you know.
Oh, nice.
Well, yeah, as much as we could.
Yeah, you really don't play the saw well. I don't think. Well, I'm sure
there are people who does, you know, and it's astonishing, but there really are people who knows how to handle a saw.
Maybe get one of those for the next
shredders.
Right, exactly. So I, for one, love the band, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of backlash and hatred, like the guy you said who hated the drummer. Any stories of some blind hatred that have just kind of made you laugh, kind of just like not knowing?
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, we read off and on, you know, blogs and you know reviews and whatnot. And for the most part, I can like, in a sense, bad reviews as well if they are down to describing why they don't like it. If it's just, you know, fuck off, then it's like, oh, well, thank you very much. But if it's someone that actually don't like it, I can enjoy reading it because that's that means a lot too. You know, someone took time and listened to it. He didn't, you know, I would never go so far as say he didn't understand it, because probably he did. He understood several things I never got the hold of. So I like that too. But in terms of blind hatred, I've seen. I mean, as usual with every, I know, as for most metal, if one should or could or would call us that, which I'm not sure of, I'd say that, you know, it's so important that you stick to your roots and everything. And the funny thing is that from the very first day this band went out and said, hey, we want to make it big, and people tag along and like, yeah, they should be big. And as soon as you step back one step, they're like, sellouts. And like, well, to me, selling out would be creating the same album over and over again if I didn't want to, and I don't want to, so I do what the fuck I want to, fuck everyone else, I'm having fun, I am making the music I want to make, you know, that's what it's about for us, really. It's like, we don't, selling out is doing what you don't want to do, and that, you know,
exactly
what everyone expects you to do, and that would certainly very much be doing Conclave Contigo 15 times over again, or Ritual.
Yeah, whatever sells, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what we wanted to go away from with the magazine. It's hard just being a magazine, and because you just kind of thought as like the person that's just making money off of other people's stuff.
Well,
but it's more about like promoting the people you like.
Exactly. But yeah, exactly. I'd say the same. You know, it's not a bad thing, though. I mean, and people have a choice of reading you guys. You're not arrogant. So
Exactly. Yeah. So, have you seen any of the Ghostbuster symbols out there?
Yeah.
Pop up.
I love it. Hey, that's fun. Though.
And then that's kind of on the thing with the metal. There's a lot of like, I don't want to say anal retentive, but I'm going to say anal retentive metal fans, because as soon as you put metal on something, they expect certain things, like, that's going crazy. So then, you know, as soon as somebody put the label metal on you guys, it's just kind of, they thought one metal.
Well, I can partly agree with them. If you call us hard rock, that would be more down to what we're doing. Maybe metal in an older sense, but so you know, to some people it's very important to keep their metal to themselves. It's a part of who they are, and I used to be like that. I probably still am. You know, I know if I go down to a bar by myself, I probably would start, you know, bragging about what I listened to when and why and how cool I was back then. But nowadays it's not. You know, I personally I stepped away from that. But I hold no grudge against anyone for whom the expression metal or even black metal is very important to what it should and must be. You know, and that's important with all expressions. You know, you couldn't just use them as you want to. They have an actual meaning. You know, but. Then you have to be very clear about what that meaning is before you open your fucking mouth.
Right? Because then the metal, there's many different subgenres like doom and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So if you were to call yourselves metal, what kind of metal? Just so it'd be more.
I would say satanic metal. That would
metal.
be it, you know, if metal was required for you.
Because some people say the doom metal because of, you know, kind of like...
They called us Scooby Doo when we came around, and I loved it. Yeah, whole comic.
I like it because it's more melodic and, you know, I don't know,
sure.
You can kind of get into it because, you know, just straight...
Personally, if I listen to metal, you know, I mean, I like black metal a lot. I'm not fond of melodic ones, you know.
No?
No, not at all. I like melodic music. I love pop music. I love, you know, I love Angelis and synthesizer music and overall movie scores. That's my thing. Yeah. But in black metal, if it's remotely even, you know, melodic, I detest it. It's got to be rotten. It's got to be from, you know, the hardcore black. But and we don't sound like that. I agree with that.
You should actually check out, there's the remake, the Maniac remake. It has a soundtrack by this guy, he just calls himself Rob. And it's all synthesizer, it's like 80s, like synthesizer.
I know what you're saying, like Carpenter style, right?
Yeah, that's definitely one you need to check out if you like the soundtrack and like the more synthy type stuff.
I do.
Awesome. Well, that's pretty much about it.
Well, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.